Amazon, a name that evokes majesty but is riddled with nameless dangers. Seen from above, the river winds like a giant serpent through an endless carpet of emerald green. This is a land of legends, where life and death are separated by a single breath. And within the heart of this verdant kingdom, a shadow is moving. He is Kalen, a rare black jaguar, the embodiment of midnight in the middle of the day. Every step Kalen takes is a lesson in silence. Even the twisted roots of ancient trees, reaching out like devil's claws, do not make him falter. He does not simply walk, he dissolves into the leaves, merging with the dappled sunlight falling upon the damp jungle floor. Beneath that sleek obsidian coat, muscles ripple like liquid steel, ready to explode. Kalen pauses. His amber eyes burn with calculated intensity. He isn't just looking, he is reading the jungle. The scent of mud, the taste of water vapor, and another breath, exhaling from the mudflats by the river. A target, a challenge. At the intersection of earth and water, another creature reigns. Groxus, a colossal black caiman, an armored giant that has survived for decades. His rugged, scarred scales look like ancient plate armor forgotten by time. He lies there, motionless as a stone, basking in the scorching Amazonian sun. But do not let this stillness deceive you. Beneath that thick hide lies a perfect killing machine. Kalen lowers his center of gravity. This battle is not for the rushed. He tucks himself into the shadows of the undergrowth, closing the distance inch by inch. Patience is the jaguar's sharpest weapon. Look into those eyes. There is no fear, only absolute focus. Kalen knows that a single misplaced leaf fall could strip him of his advantage. He has reached his strike position. His body coils like a steel spring compressed to its limit. Claws dig slightly into the soft earth, feeling the pulse of the world before the storm. The silence is torn apart. Kalen erupts from the bushes like a black arrow. In that moment, time seems to stand still. A dark silhouette soars across the sky, directly challenging the titan Groxus. Crash!
Help me.
The impact sends mud and water flying. Kalen lands squarely on Grox's back. Claws sink deep into the gaps between the hard scales. The ground trembles under the weight of two apex predators. Groxus bellows, a guttural, furious sound. He thrashes violently, his massive body twisting wildly to dislodge the intruder. But Kalen does not let go. He clings tight, his jaws seeking a weakness at the back of the neck. This is the dance of death. The camera shakes, mud splatters, and the air is filled with heavy breathing and the hiss of survival. Suddenly, Groxus launches a counterattack. With unbelievable speed for such a massive creature, he whips his head around. Serrated teeth snap just inches from Kalen's flank. It is a near miss, but a warning. The king of the land is too close to the domain of the king of the water. Groxus changes tactics. He stops trying to buck Kalen off. He begins to pull. With the raw power of his muscular tail, he drags them both toward the river. Kalen's paws slide across the slick mud. The water begins to rise, ankles, belly. And then, in a lightning-fast underwater maneuver, Kalen's worst nightmare comes true. Groxus' jaws lock onto the jaguar's hind leg. Submerged. The river surface boils before swallowing them both into the dark. Beneath the surface, the world turns into chaos. The light from the surface fades, dimming further and further. Kalen thrashes in total panic. Oxygen is depleting, replaced by desperate bubbles escaping his mouth. Groxus is in his element now. He initiates the terrifying death roll. The water pressure, the crushing force of the caiman's jaw, and the lack of air, Kalen is closer to death than ever before. His vision begins to glaze. Through the murky water, the light above looks like a distant, lost paradise. But survival instinct does not allow Kalen to surrender. Just as his eyes begin to dim, he sees it, a massive ancient trunk submerged on the riverbed, a remnant of time that has now become his final lifeline. With a surge of extraordinary will, Kalen musters his remaining strength to propel himself toward the wood. His claws rake through the water, and then they hold. He has found his anchor. Using the tree as leverage, Kalen begins a faithful climb against the current. Inch by inch, his shoulder muscles bulge to the point of tearing. Groxus, enraged, whips his tail against the riverbed to increase his pulling force. A chunk of rotten bark breaks away, and Kalen is pulled back. Fear creeps in, but Kalen responds with defiance. He digs into a more solid section of wood. This is no longer a hunt. It is a battle for the right to breathe. On the surface, whirlpools of mud rise, masking the titanic struggle below. Kaelin isn't just fighting Groxus, he is fighting the very limits of life. The surface is only inches away. The last bubbles escape Kaelin's nostrils, one final convulsive effort. Splash! Kaelin breaks the surface. He takes a deep, desperate gasp, a sound of agony and liberation. Water sprays as he coughs, expelling the liquid from his lungs. But Groxus does not relent. He still grips the leg from below, trying to drag the king back to hell. Now, with fresh oxygen in his lungs, Kaelin lets out a defiant roar that echoes across the riverbank. His strength has returned. He twists his body and raises a free front paw. Claws as sharp as razors aim directly for his enemy's most vulnerable point, Grox's eye. A thunderous strike. The claws rip a deep trench across the armored monster's face. In pain and shock, Grox's jaw loosens for a split second. That is all Kaelin needs. He wrenches his leg free from the death trap. He scrambles frantically up the log, moving out of reach of the snapping teeth. Kaelin flings himself onto the mudbank. He collapses. His black coat is matted with grime and stained with blood. He pants heavily, each breath a confirmation that he is still alive. Beneath the water, Groxus surfaces one last time, staring at the prey that escaped his grasp before sinking back into the depths. He will wait for another chance, but today, he has failed. Kaelin licks the wound on his leg. It is painful, but not broken. He struggles to his feet, his legs trembling but his posture proud. He looks back at the river one last time. That gaze no longer holds the arrogance of an invincible hunter. It holds respect. Respect for a worthy adversary, and for the sheer brutality of nature. He turns away, limping slowly into the deep jungle. The shadows of the canopy receive him, sheltering the king who just walked out of death's door. Kaelin has survived, but the jungle has taught him a lesson. In the Amazon, no one is immortal. The river's surface settles, the ripples vanish into nothingness, as if the life and death struggle never happened. A single leaf falls, a bird chirps, nature quickly reclaims its peace. Beneath the water, the old log remains, bearing deep couches, the only evidence of an extraordinary will to live. As the sun sets, painting the Amazonian sky in shades of blood orange and purple, we realize life is not just about strength, but about the endurance and the faith that never flickers. The Amazon remains as it always was, majestic, forgiving, and utterly ruthless. And Kaelin, the phantom of the forest, will continue his journey, a great survivor beneath the kingdom of the trees.